Hello, I am Zinfogel, and today we're checking out the take on a full-powered HAU Extreme Battle. This stage is certainly something, so I took my sweet time covering counterplay, but there are timestamps in the video description if you just want to skip to the clear examples. So, this one is bad. really bad. Like, the morning this extreme battle released, I woke up to a feed of clears from people who usually don't bother with extreme battles. That never happens, dude. Now, I did manage to find a relatively accessible solution, but I just want to set realistic expectations. This demon child throws so much bullshit at you, it's unprecedented, really. For starters, how his moves inflict confusion, and his teammates inflict paralysis. They all have spread moves, by the way, and how his sync move also inflicts paralysis. Spread confusion plus spread paralysis already makes it very difficult to execute actions, but HAU also has stop hitting yourself in addition to paralyze opponent failure to boost his odds of disruption. Technically, nothing is stopping you from gambling the odds, but this level of hacks makes it impossible to enact a consistent game plan. Sync pairs with light and clear-headed border on mandatory, but that's the funny part. Alola doesn't have a whole lot of those, so you will probably have to roll specific lock skills to gain those immunities. Status conditions are the one thing, by the way. HAU his team also loves spamming stat decreases. HAU opens the fight with a couple accuracy drops, and his side mons continuously debuff accuracy. Very funny DNA, thank you. HAU his team debuffs all core stats, so Impervious is your only bet at being safe from HAU's stat drops. Lastly, HAU focuses on special offense. He will end up at +6 special attack if you do nothing to stop him, so you want tanks who raise the party's special defense to counter that. Yeah, we got quite a bit on our platter. There are very few party configurations capable of handling HAU, let alone single sync pairs, but hey, with lock skills, it is possible. Let's start with some heavy lifters, shall we? All the Tapus thankfully have a play in this stage. Sinasud Lana at base has Headstrong and Dauntless, her 2-5 has Quick Cure, and for the enthusiasts, her 5-5 has Impervious. But perhaps more importantly, her Neo Psycho Code has the Sure Hit property, so Lana doesn't have to worry about how his accuracy drops. Moonblast is super effective damage is quite tantalizing, but you have to raise Lana's accuracy or run Acuity to use that consistently. Variety Elio enjoyers get to feast in this one. He's got the coveted Psychic Terrain Team Condition Nullification, which immunizes the party from confusion and paralysis while Psychic Terrain is active, but that's the catch. Elio casts Psychic Terrain when he sinks, so you probably have to pair him with Sinasud Lana anyway. Sinasud HAU is one of the few sync pairs who don't need external help to handle this stage's passives, although you will probably need a 3-5 Sinasud HAU. He's got Light at base, and at 2-5 he gains Grounding Wire for confusion immunity while Electric Terrain is up. So you probably want a Power Plant or Thunderbolt Red to maintain that passive. Slap Acuity, and you can depend on Sinasud HAU's offense. Now, I like this tree because they handle HAU's bullshit to some capacity. You could viably run Sinasud Lusamine with some good supports, but my recommendation would be sticking with Fairy types. They happen to have useful tools at their disposal besides super effective coverage. Anniversary Lily has Dauntless, Moonblast debuffs, and her master passive. Lush Lily likewise offers Dauntless and special attack drops, plus Natural Remedy and Quick Cure. Her Nook is surprisingly competent considering she has innate Synchro Healing. OG Mina has Impervious, and her physical offense is a better fit for a different array of supports like Signasuit Acerola. You could also try OG Gladion. His grid has Headstrong, but his utility is lacking. As for other strikers, it's a mad scramble for immunities, like Clear-Headed, Light, Headstrong, Dauntless, Acuity. With one of those, you should be golden, because lucky skills can cover for other gaps. Now we can talk tanks. Your team needs some form of especially defensive backbone, because How hits incredibly hard on top of all the miserable RNG. Signasuit Mina is perhaps the best support you can afford. Fairy Zone is all fine and dandy, but what we care about are her 3-5 tiles in Team Whimsical Immunity and Fairy Kingdom. The former protects the party from paralysis when Fairy Zone is active, while the latter extends that protection. If you give your party the Clear-Headed lucky skill, you just have to find a means of raising accuracy to effectively counter How. Mina is a Sea Deity Protect, removes stat drops when the weather is rainy, but many party configurations end up using OG Lily for X accuracy all. Her Unfortuitous debuffs help a bit, at least. Then there is Elio for an X special defense all user. BB Olivia is a more robust tank, but Elio has a couple key advantages in Sync and Team Syncure for improved counterplay. Custom Lily is also phenomenal in this stage. Her grid has Light and Interference immunity, paired with Acuity for uninterrupted Astonishes. Annabelle is quite handy. She raises special defense, and her terrain move adds light screen while protecting the party from paralysis. Likewise, New Year's Lily's terrain move adds paralysis protection, but I don't think she contributes enough to be worth a team slot. Then there is the Mallow alts. Valentine's Mallow has Impervious and Team Syncure 9, but the lack of special defense raises is sketchy. Variety Mallow is much more convincing. She has innate status immunity, she can drop a special attack, she has X special defense all, and her terrain move raises accuracy. You could fish for refreshes on that. Lush Gladion can also help out. Haze is wonderful, but his special defense raises are a tad too slow for the pace of this fight. Alright Zin, this is cute and all, but I don't have any of these Alolan pairs. What the fuck do I do? Well, if you have some hyper meta Master Fair, there is a good chance they have what it takes to handle How. For example, Champion Leaf is a Team Solar Immunity, is a great cheese for situations like this. While Sun is active, she protects the party from paralysis and confusion. Of course, you need some additional Sun sources to maintain the passive. Try Signasuit Acerola or Signasuit Morty, but all things considered, she offers a meaningful utility despite being an off-region pair. Another example is Variety Chris. She has a sneaky little passive called Team Electric Current, which shields the party from stat drops while Electric Terrain is active. You can pair her with Signasuit How for added consistency. Likewise, 4-5 Grusha has Izone Team Status Immunity for paralysis protection. I could be forgetting some other team-wide protection effect, but keep an eye out for passives like this, they could save your butt. Speaking of cracked effects, have you heard about 3-5 Lenora? I haven't pulled her yet, but she's got X Special Defense All, Debut Light Screen, Team Pinpoint Entry 2, Staggering 2, Trainer Move Group Therapy. Off-region extreme battles can get real creative like that. Your roster may have competent solutions outside of the obvious Master Fairs, so look carefully. My other recommendation would be pairs with full immunity to How's antics. Kid named the best support in the game, Champion Blue has Impervious and Light on his grid. Slap Clear-Headed on this bad boy and he can adequately tank for Signasuit How, for example. Thunderbolt Red can cook up a concoction of useful passives. He's got Headstrong, Light, Grounding Wire, Piercing Gaze, and Electricity Rain Precision Pulse 1. Basically everything you could need for this stage. Honorable mention also goes to Battle Tower Leon. He's got Impervious and Clear Head at base, plus Status Immunity at 3-5. So he could work as an enhancing element for physical strikers like OG Mina. Alright, here is my magic clear. Not a Pokéfair in sight, and only one 6-star boost does the trick. Regardless, I reached a level of specificity I am not a fan of. You need a Lush pair, specific Loki skills, level 140, 3-star Fairy Gear, and maxed out theme skills. But given the circumstances, I think this is as good as it gets. Free-to-play Alola is ill-equipped for this stage. The reason this team can handle HOW is the combination of Lush Lily is Satisfied Snarl debuffs, OG Lily is X Accuracy All, and Elio is Sing plus X Special Defense All. Honestly, OG Lily and Elio could carry a lot of strikers with my sequence. I was going to demonstrate this with Anniversary Lily, but Lush Lily managed to pull through, thankfully. As for requirements, the Lilies need Clear Headed for consistency. Lush Lily could greed Quick Cure instead, but that's a band-aid at best. Quick Cure takes energy, so it also hurts Comfy's nuke potency. Elio needs Troublemaker 1 to guarantee Sing its accuracy. I believe 1-5 OG Lily works for this, but I am not going to pretend the added bulk from her 6-star EX doesn't make a difference. Elio needs Quick Cure from his 2-5 grid. I didn't end up using Team Sync Cure, but you could if you want. Oh, and 6-star EX Lush Lily makes this sequence 100% free. She's really good in Gauntlet, so it's a fine investment, but I will demonstrate this with a 4-star Lush Lily, of course. My general game plan is using Sing to prevent the Sidemons from inflicting paralysis early on, and then use Lush Lily's nuke to finish them off. The goal is ending up with an isolated Noivern to facilitate our endgame. Right from the get-go, you want OG Lily to cast X Accuracy All twice to fix your hit rate. Also, use Eloy's trainer move right away for speed races. Turn 2, you want to put Drampa to sleep to avoid a Snarl. Meanwhile, Comfy spams Dazzling Gleam to accumulate various debuffs. Normally, you would want Clefairy to use Disarming Voice to proc Unfortuidius, but I was short on gauge, so I opted not to. Your first Sing move should come up after Noivern is Dragon Pulse. Here, you want to aim Brab towards Como, followed by Sing. Lush Lily's innate Sync multiplier is pecking order, but she also nukes with Trap and Sync, so you want to cast Brab before Resilience kicks in. And the next turn, you wanted to repeat that sequence on Noivern. I didn't bother trapping Drampa because Lily's nuke overkills it anyway. During these turns, you have to maximize your actions. Lush Lily has to reach a Sync move for a denial. Okay, the turn sequence gets a little confusing here. Noivern should stay asleep while Drampa uses Icy Wind. That means the turn sequence has to advance to the next available Pokémon. As such, Como attacks next. So we use OG Lily's trainer move for its Sure Crit property onto Comfy and snipe Como's turn. Fancy little denial there, but the cost is that we couldn't prevent Drampa from paralyzing the party, but that's okay. Lush Lily proc the Natural Remedy, Elio can cast X Special Defense All more freely now, and you should have a fair amount of gauge for Clefairy to spend on Disarming Voice. Elio can also continue proccing Propelling Move 5 with Sing, even if Resilience blocks it. If you manage your turns correctly, Lush Lily can use her trainer move to power up her Sync move with Super Preparation to snipe Drampa, much like how we did with Como. So this is exactly what we wanted, a Noivern solo. Things could differ for you depending on a couple factors. how early does Elio land a Sing? And can Clefairy tank a How is Hyper Beam? Just in case, make sure OG Lily imparts her trainer move onto Comfy for the sure crit. This is also where you want to spend Lush Lily's second super preparation to maximize her Nuki's value. Naturally, you should stop attacking with Comfy to conserve those boosts for her Nuke. If Lush Lily is at 6-3x potential, How straight up dies here. But in my case, we have to reach yet another sync move to end the fight. But here, How is stuck charging up a Hyper Beam, so we can get cheeky and spam a Sing to speed up the process. In this particular attempt, Elio landed Sing relatively early and Lily survived Hyper Beam, which is the best case scenario. How barely got time to charge up Gage. And there it is, Begone Demon. What I like about this sequence is that it's consistent. If you write down my turn order, you should be able to replicate this just fine. Okay, so I also felt like showing my first clear because more alternatives cannot hurt, right? Variety Elio is one of the best regional checks to have because he's got Psychic Terrain Team Condition Nullification, which blocks all manners of status and interferences from affecting the party. When paired with Sinasud Lana is Extended Psychic Terrain, How is unable to land the status conditions. However, stat drops remain a concern. This is where Sinasud Lana enters the fray. She's got Headstrong and Dauntless at base, and her Neo Psycho Code has the Sure Hit property, so her offense is remarkably stable under these conditions. Variety Elio just has Stalwart at base, so I gave him Dauntless to retain the power of his Nuke. Now, this party needs a solid defensive support to help Lana make it past Howie's Sting move. I figure the VP Olivia is viable. She rapidly increases special defense, she grants gradual healing to the party, and Endurance plus Protect allow her to survive Howie's Hyper Beams. My Olivia is also at 6-3x potential, so her added sync buff mitigates Elio and Lana's low investment level. Oh, note I am alternating Lana's Psychic Terrain here and there to accumulate move up next stacks. With my setup, Lana barely survives Howie's sync move, and I think it's damage roll dependent. I am running level 140, maxed out the theme skills, and 3-star Psychic gear, which is a standard, but this is super tight regardless. If your Lana is at 2-5, Weird Recovery makes it way easier to survive Howie's sync move. This party's game plan is similar to the previous team, whereby we can take advantage of an isolated Noivern due to its long Hyper Beam windup. After Lana denies the Sidemons, and right before she faints, I attempt a Hail Mary Moonblast. Thankfully, mine's landed, which lifts the pressure of Elio from having to land the critical hits with his sync move. But that means this is the time to use Protect, because we reached the Hyper Beam phase. How takes his sweet time charging up a Hyper Beam, so I cease all attacks with Olivia and focus on spamming Confusion with Elio instead. That allows you to reach your next sync move before Weird World expires. This is why Elio's accuracy drops aren't that big of an issue. As a matter of fact, misses help you skip move animations, so you spam Confusion faster. If Noivern doesn't faint by this sync move, you have room to attempt to land a few Psychics, but you could also raise Elio to 6-3x potential for that added sync damage and solve the problem. But yeah, this is another clear that takes advantage of how being somewhat helpless when left alone. Anyways, hope this video helps. Thank you for watching, take care, and I hope to see you another time.